Alright everyone, welcome back to Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Daemonhunters. This will be episode 4, and we are recording this right on the heels of episode 3. So if you watched episode 3, you'll know that, well, the commander did not keep his Grey Knights very safe, and we took a few light wounds here on 3 of our Grey Knights. We were rewarded with a bunch of requisition, which we were able to turn into an additional level 2 recruit, as well as an additional it's not mastercrafted. Maybe it is mastercrafted. Either way, a Stormbolter, which will eventually be useful in our crew. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the barracks here. Just to refresh, Mithrak Boars, Caden Rugen, and Aegir Harn took a little bit of damage here. 4 minus max HP and a maximum of 32 days of recovery time. That's especially on our Apothecary, which is a little bit tough. But we did get some good XP on both Caden Rugen and Mithrak Boars, so one more mission for each of them to get to level 2. We also have one brand new Grey Knight here with us, the Purgator Scythian Basque, and he comes in at level 2. So let's see what his abilities are. So he's going into the War Gear discipline, so that's additional grenades. That is, potentially additional area on those grenades. And you can retrain them if needed. For right now, I'm happy with this. I don't really think this is a bad one. We're good. I'm not really interested in that. And then once we're done with that, we may end up pushing down into the Silencer tree. Or not the Silencer. This is the Arcane tree. So yeah, it is the Silencer. I don't know. Either way, this is a nice tree. Alternatively, I wouldn't mind the Astral Aim. That does give some good damage as well as additional crit and armor piercing. So it's quite nice there. Anywho. So as you notice, the gentleman that we purchased from the store with requisition, or actually as a an armory purchase, are already pre-upgraded. We can of course retrain them for the cost of 2 requisition, but right now at this stage of the campaign, really not interested in that. So take a look here. Other than that, looking at his War Gear slot, he has a grenade. Excellent. It looks like he has an extra grenade slot, but we don't have any extra grenades to give him, unfortunately. So what we could do, though, is we could give him additional willpower, maybe? Actually, you know what? Here's what we do. We give him a Servo Skull, get rid of Afflictions, and then since he has a grenade slot, he can also use the grenade. And there we go. Anyone else have anything fun? Not particularly. We are going to be using our Interceptor here in the next battle. Storm. And I don't know that we necessarily want to give him the Stormbolter. We probably want to give him an additional Force Sword when we get that. She went a little too far there. So instead, we'll give the Justicar the additional ranged weapon. I don't think it's any better. It does give additional crit damage and additional armor break, so that's super nice, but it's not going to be game changing necessarily at this point in the campaign. Alrighty, other than that, let's take a look at our Purgator's weapons. So you're running with a Psy Cannon. Do we want to change that to a Silencer? 2 ammo versus 4 ammo, 5 damage versus 4 damage. That 5th point of damage can be quite nice. And Disrupted. What does Disrupted do? It's not going to tell me. Okay. That's fine. But I think the Silencer is going to be quite nice in the sense that we can do some AoE damage. It's going to be a little bit better than the Incinerator in certain respects, but not as good. So it's kind of like a split between that Psy Cannon, which allows for a Psychic Onslaught, which deals Area 2 for damage, but it's not necessarily a gun-related thing. So let's go ahead and hit the Silencer. We'll pick that. We are going to be bringing in a double Purgator, or I guess close to a Purgation squad here in the next battle. Double check our research. Have 3 days remaining on that, so that will be quite nice. And then we're not going to be able to make that in time, but we'll just start moving in the meantime. Definitely a lot to learn, or relearn, I suppose, with the battles. I need to stop. It's kind of like when you start working out again after being gone for a while. You're like, I used to be able to do this. And sure, maybe, but you know, at this point, you gotta take it slow, reintroduce yourself, and go from there. So you'll notice most of these do now require some Poxus seeds. Since we were unable to capture that seed in the last round, we're going to be focusing on the Psychic Attunement. So -2 corruption in a system, and that'll be kind of our in-between while we collect some of those new seeds. We did get another Prognosticar, and let's go ahead. We'll hit this one, so if we attune a Prognosticar, I don't know if this is smart or not, but it might not be a bad idea. Could we get... Here, let's try this, and then... Hey, that was absolutely worth it. That means we can get to this next mission here. And this mission gives us a Grimoire as well as 4 potential requisition points. We additionally know that there are going to be cultists and poxwalkers. Nothing new at this point. But we do have the option to also get a Stormbolter and a Halberd. Do like the idea of a Halberd, so let's go there and try and make that work. Intervention required.
Alert. Proximate warp currents are unstable. Recommend immediate aggressive acceleration or the Edict's coordinates may be disrupted.
Risk analysis?
Insufficient cogitation time to perform reductive calculations. Impact imminent.
Let me ward the ship, Commander. I just read an ancient tome on the topic of warp turbulence.
A heretical text, no doubt. Tampering with the warp on such a scale is foolhardy. The Edict is a sturdy ship. We should ride it out.
Ooh, interesting. I think if we have Vindicare ward the ship, we might suffer some research penalties. If we maintain current course, we might take some damage, but if the warp drive gets damaged, then we might not make it to our mission in time. So we're going to maintain current course. Yep.
Brace for impact.
We're going to do that.
Update. Edict has
Minus.
sustained minor damage and transported to alternative coordinates.
Oof. Far off
The
course.
Edict cries out for repair.
Ha! Darn it. Darn it, darn it. We made the wrong decision there.
Servitors and components have been allocated.
Alright, so a repair there. Oh, interesting, a mechanical bay. There we go. So that's going to be 8 servitors in 18 days. That's all we have, which I'd really prefer not to use right now. So we're just going to leave it as is. And goodness, made the wrong decision on that one. Alright. In the meantime, we're just going to be floating around the middle sectors here while we wait for some new missions to spawn up. And there we are.
The fight against the vile heretics takes an interesting turn. Grandmaster Kai may have grown obstinate sitting on Titan, but there are others who recognize the need for action. The Officio Assassinorum has agreed to make available an execution force tasked with exterminating this bloom.
The edicts of our chapter demand we work alone, Inquisitor. We are fully capable of handling the threat.
Did you not make the case days ago that this strike force is depleted? Are we not allies in this crusade against chaos?
I suppose chapter doctrine permits the use of outside forces under certain exigent circumstances.
Indeed. We all have a duty to elevate need above custom. Now, Commander, which temple would best serve your most immediate needs on the battlefield?
Ooh, this is exciting. So this is the first interaction with the Officio Assassinorum. So it sounds like we may be getting one of the key units here. So we have a Calidus Temple, Calexis Temple, Eversor Temple, and Vindicare Temple. So The Calidus Temple's infiltration and armor piercing. Calexis Temple's negating the powers of the warp. I think those guys are psychic, or I think those girls actually are psychic blanks. Eversers are insane, and then Vindicares are snipers. I think we might want a Vindicare. We are taking a lot of damage, and it might be really, really valuable to be able to pick off some of these guys, especially some of the more dangerous ones from long range, and at least until we get some of our melee guys more equipped. I think we're going to go with that.
Excellent. My savant has many records detailing the efficacy of those from the Vindicare Temple. They are the finest marksmen, and patient beyond reproach.
Perfect.
Commander, understand that while the Officio Assassinorum trains the finest operatives in the Imperium, they lack your battle brothers' resilience. While you can requisition more assassins, the cost will be high. Each operative has undergone countless genetic and cybernetic enhancements to transform them into the ultimate killers.
All right. We're excited about that. All right, 3 new eruptions of the bloom. Ooh, let's get there. I don't know if we're actually going to be able to make it to more than 2. But in the meantime, since all of these are pretty much, well, they're independent. Let's take a look at what we have here. Ooh, these guys will bring Chaos Marines. +2 requisition for the bloom spawn. No critical hits. Interesting. 20 servitors and -1 corruption. That also gives us access to a warding stave, a silencer, and a rank 2 Justicar. Taking a look at this one. 2 requisition, win a mission without mastercrafted melee weapons. We don't have any, so that's nice. As well as +1 requisition, access to a Stormbolter, a warding stave, and an apothecary. And then lastly, we have, ooh, interesting, a glorious deed of winning with only 3 units, +3 requisition, +2 requisition, as well as 1 grimoire, a halberd, and a Psy cannon. Purgator on the other side. I don't actually think we can take any more soldiers at this point. Oh no, they're special. Okay. Yep, so we can get 1 of each of these guys. Perfect. That is really cool, actually. All right. So, in the meantime, I think we do have the... Come on. There we go. Work with me. I think we have the right spot, so we'll go ahead and move in this direction. All right. Project complete. Prognosticars are -2 corruption in a system. Excellent. Let's take a look at the research menu. We don't have access to anything right now. We do need that Hoxus seed, so that will be critical importance here in the next mission. Let's take a look at our barracks and take a look at the Vindicare Assassin. Oh, that was a cool voice line. That's amazing. Go back. Sorry, I got too excited.
Vindicare.
All right, I just wanted to hear it again. All right. Exitus Rifle. Shoot a target at range 14 to deal 4 damage with precision targeting. Exodus Pistol. Shoot a target at range 10 to deal 3 damage +1 crit damage. And a grenade. Does have 8 willpower. Let's see, resilience of 1. Ooh, that's difficult. And a stealth suit. Let's see, what does the stealth suit do then? Gain stealth for 1 turn. Units with stealth cannot be targeted by ranged attacks or autos. Shoot a target at range 14 to deal 4 damage. We know that. Can't recall what precision targeting does, but faultless aim. This unit's ranged attacks ignore damage penalties for distance and partial cover. Very cool. And Instrument of Justice. When this unit kills an enemy, all of its ability cooldowns are reduced by 1. Lethal Reflex. When this unit destroys a target with a pistol, gain 1 AP. And there we go. Very cool. And then these guys have a unique way of leveling up, so they just go from 1 to 9. At level 1, they have the abilities we just listed. At rank 2, they get the ability to just kill someone. That's amazing. As well as a ranged attack of 5% crit there. Very cool. Exodus Rifle, so I'm assuming we will be able to choose the differences there. And then gain stealth for 1 turn to get out of there. Very, very cool. All right. Let's take a look here. into that mission there. This will be my first time bringing in a Vindicare assassin to the battlefield. Having 1 HP is a little sketchy, but oof. Alright. So corruption level of 1, so we get an additional 20% warp surge risk per turn. That's not including anything that we do. Poxis is a +1, it looks like. And then we do see Plague Marines, which may be our only opponents. I highly doubt that, but we'll see. Okay, no critical hits, that's fine.
Inquisitor Vindicare has developed psychic techniques to support you on the battlefield. Select this interface to choose from your available stratagems.
All right.
Select this slot to load a stratagem into it. Later, you will gain access to additional slots. For now, you have only 1 stratagem available. Select Quicksilver.
Alright, so this is quite nice. An additional 2 AP for a knight, and you can use these to essentially win the match. This is definitely something that I've used before to either get knights out of trouble or get them to kill a big bad that was going to otherwise absolutely slaughter us, so we'll be able to make use of that. So in the meantime, let's change these guys out. We'll bring in the Vindicare. You are injured, so we'll bring in...
Fool!
Do we want to bring in Fool?
Bask.
No. We'll bring in Scythian Bask. I think we had already equipped that. Voldred we are going to be bringing, and then Aegir will be replaced by...
Iolanthus.
Perfect, and he does have the Oathkeeper. So, I think that's all we want for right now. That is hilarious. I suppose I never think about how big these guys are, really, compared to a normal human. And these guys are supposed to be big and tall, too. So, let's go ahead and get started. We will have to make a concerted effort here in the near and far term to just take less damage, you know? It's not that hard, and yet I'm still doing a bad job. I don't know what difficulty I played it on last time. I think it was Ruthless, but I could also be fooling myself and giving myself way too much credit. We'll see.
Are you certain the bloom is here, Ektar? This is a bustling industrial world.
The omens are plain. There is bloomspawn below. They corrupt the minds of the weak and the unworthy. Purge the unclean.
Alright, excellent. Seek and destroy the bloom spawn. Now, where is the bloom spawn? It is way down here, so this will be what we have to destroy. It is a large object in order to complete the mission. So let's move a little bit careful here. We'll bring in our Grey Knights first.
Moving now. None may hide from our warp sight.
That very first patrol here. Purgator. Try not to get exploded here, but Vindicare. Move you up here. Get the height advantage. I don't recall.
I am
if there's
here
any
to
height advantage
serve.
here, but nonetheless.
As ordered.
Over here. I don't believe these guys will actually go through the door.
Run them down.
They do. Alright. Hunker down. You're gonna pop open Overwatch? Yeah. Let's see what the other guys do. Alright, stratagems.
What do you advise,
Perfect.
Commander?
Nope, we don't need that at this time. Let's see, how long is your range? Quite nice. So you ignore the cover, but you do not ignore the armor. That, again, not a
Yes,
big deal.
Commander.
Afflict vulnerable. That would be quite nice against these guys, actually. Just take some additional damage.
For this, I have marked our target.
And I do believe that vulnerable increases the amount of damage they take. Yes, so they suffer +2 damage from attacks. That would give our Vindicare some additional flexibility.
Listening.
Although, yeah, I think taking this guy down is going to be a little bit more important. Disrupt shot actually in range of anything? No, they're not, so. Crippling shot is that plus 100% crit, but we don't have crit this turn, or this mission, so that's just going to be whatever. Yeah. Let's just do some damage here.
In my sights. I
Takes
will
out a
put
shield.
you down.
And I think we might actually be able to finish this guy.
Time to reload.
No, we cannot. Okay. At least not with our Vindicare. That's not a big deal though. Iolanthus is going to be able to attack because of that disrupt. Super nice.
For the Emperor!
Finish this guy off. Oh, we just split him in half. That's
No
one.
demon shall avoid its fate.
And we don't necessarily have any reason to pay attention to this guy, or this guy in terms of melee. We really want to make sure to get this guy so that we can get the bloom seed that he is carrying. This green bloom seed. You guys cannot get out that way.
Your command.
So I think you can't attack there, can you? Okay. That's fine.
At your service.
And you're too far away. I think perhaps we just stay where we are. Do that.
Yes, Commander.
Damage. Ah! It's gonna be nice and simple.
Foe wounded.
And I think we probably want to Aegis Shield just for safety's sake. Can you attack? No, you cannot. Oh, that's heavy cover. Interesting. So that drops everything. Holy cow. Yeah. Don't want to use that. And if we move up here, we won't be able to kill him. So yeah, it's probably not worth it. So maybe, and hear me out here. Hear me out. We move you over here, do one shot, and then put you in cover. Alternatively, the enemy doesn't actually attack these. Alternatively, we move, oh shoot, that's right, they can go through here. That's right.
Seeking
Tell you
the
what.
tainted.
We'll do this.
I am the chosen shield.
And then can you attack this guy? No, you cannot. At least you can't actually access him right now. Let's pop up Overwatch here in case he wants to jump through the window. And then can we do anything special? Not necessarily. We could grenade him, but I don't think that's going to be important. So let's just use the shield for now. And since he doesn't have access to Overwatch, it's all good. So he does have an additional 4 armor per turn, which is super, super nice. So this guy can absolutely tank for us in the absence of a Terminator. And
Your orders.
I think that's going to be it for this turn. Yeah. Oh, no. Don't you dare.
None may stay our wrath.
That's sketchy. Pinned.
They can't see me.
Don't you dare suppressive fire me. Arguably worse, but... Alright, so what we could do... Let's assume that we pop a grenade in there, you know? So we could... How much do these do?
My blade is ever ready.
They do, what, 5 damage? So we could do a grenade... which does...
I am here to serve.
3 damage plus 5 damage. Still not enough to kill him. He does have 1 armor. That's not
Your
a big
orders?
deal. Could you... Can you teleport over there? No. It wouldn't be bad, though. he would be able to do 2 melee attacks afterwards, which, when you deal 4 damage each, plus it would burn a lot, and it would probably put us into the warp surge risk, but it would kill this guy. And
Standing ready. Yes, Commander.
I think that might actually be worth it. So he still has vulnerability, which is nice. So we can take him down in 1 strike. Although, this might be even better.
Firing now!
Yeah, I think that'll do nicely. I think that'll do nicely. And then we'll just attack you.
Aye, sir.
We need to remember a thing in the background there. Maybe he can do a little bit of damage for us.
Ammo depleted. Standing ready.
Okay, because you need to attack.
Ah! Mercy in death.
Wait. I feel like we can't collect Bloom Seed right now. I might be getting ahead of myself. That's not ideal, but that's whatever.
Taking position.
Toss a grenade. And that should
Firing now.
be able to get us what we need. Exactly.
We are the hammer.
I am an
Vindicare.
instrument of vengeance.
Perfect.
Locked on.
Nice and simple.
Targets eliminated.
I think you reload when you get a kill, don't you? Alright, so we need to get over to here. So we took a little bit of damage, not too much though. We'll see how many controls we have in addition to this. I want to say 3. I want to say... So 2 remaining then. Let's try and just get this as quick as we can. We'll see if we can scout out the next one by doing Iolanthus. I think it was Iolanthus. Up. I'm so bad with the names, I gotta
Yes,
get better.
Commander.
Alright, this next one will cause a warp surge. I don't know what warp surge is gonna be. So, looking forward though, we have a couple options. The first is this door here. Second is over here.
What is your will?
Let's move everyone else up first.
Ask. Moving now. Here.
You, my friend, can also move up. Perhaps get a little bit of the scouts.
Awaiting directions.
And then you are going to stay way in the back because you literally have... Oh, no, you have 8 HP. Okay. Not the worst thing in the world. I definitely thought you had 1 HP. I realize now that was 1 injury. So if these guys die in the mission, they're done. As opposed to the Grey Knights, who can go down 3 times, I believe. At least before you get the medical test. So, that helps a lot. That helps a lot.
Taking position.
Alright, and then you will move up here. And there's the whoops. Enemies gain +1 reinforcements. Okay.
Storm. With haste.
Alright, Voldred, let's go.
What is your will?
Everyone stack up on the doorway.
Listening.
Your orders.
And
Standing ready. Your command? I am
go in. Anything? Nope. Alright, so they're probably in the next round here. Let's be aggressive. Hyper aggressive. Some might say stupidly aggressive, but who wants to go
Finding
for it,
better
right?
ground.